Well, good morning, folks. The 8th of it is the 8th of October 2014. It's 1:40 near almost 1:50 something. So it's 1:43 last time I checked, but it could be a different time by the time you get this. But anyhow, you remember me. It's your pastor of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship Church, an online ministry that I have done. Excuse the way I look, it's early in the morning, and as soon as I get through with this, I'll probably not too long go to bed. I just thought to say right now, well, let's just say that I'll be speaking from the heart right now, and the next time you see me, I'll be doing a church service. Okay. Do remember, like I said before, that I do a church on YouTube, and also I attend a church which is Heritage Baptist Church of Broxton, Georgia, which is 107 and 109 Oakmuggy Street, Broxton, Georgia. If you happen to live in Hazelhurst, go down William Street, which goes by the Cotton Gin. Take that road. It's also known as the Hazelhurst-Broxton Highway. And continue going down that road. Do not turn nowhere. Once you get on that road, just keep going straight forward. And when you get to the end of it, it'll say, "Welcome to Broxton." Then you'll see on the right side of the road, the butcher shop. Then you'll see an old abandoned building, which used to be the dollar store. Across the road from that, you'll see a church that says New Beginnings. Right beside it will be a church that says Heritage. Right there, it's a storefront church. Between New Beginnings and Heritage is the social hall. The sanctuary is for the church is basically on the other side. It's the building with the sign that says Heritage on it. Now the one beside it going towards New Beginnings is the kitchen or the social hall. Anyway, church services is Wednesday nights is 6:30 for dinner, and after dinner is church. Then after church you go home. Then on Sundays it'll be 10 a.m. for Sunday school, 11 a.m. for church, and then after church you have church lunch. You go home. Then when you come back, then you get ready to eat at 6:30, and then you have church again that night. Now this Sunday at 2 p.m. they'll be going to Hazelhurst, Georgia, to the nursing home in Hazelhurst, Georgia. If you want directions to the nursing home in Hazelhurst, Georgia, go down the road in Broxton that says you're going towards Hazelhurst. Once you hit Hazelhurst, there'll be a road on the left that says, actually, you'll see a sign on the road that says Amazing Grace Baptist Church. Turn down that road. Once you get to the end of that road, when you go over a bridge and see some apartments, once you pass the high school, then you turn towards the, you go that way, and then you see the nursing home. For more information, call 912-592-6131. Ask for Don T. Lott. That's the pastor. He'll tell you all the information you need to know. And by the way, if you or someone you know plays bluegrass gospel or southern gospel or gospel in general, when you call Don T. Lott, make sure that you ask if it's alright for y'all to play at Heritage every Wednesday nights and every Sunday and Sunday nights. And while you're playing there, become a member of the church. He will tell you the details of all that, and you'll be able to. This means playing with mandolins, banjos, pianos, guitars, all kinds of instruments that are to the Lord. Also, I want to talk to you today about if you know people that See, now you might think before I get started, why would you go all the way to Broxton to go to church? Well, that's where I used to live before I moved to Hazelhurst, Georgia. I feel like by now it's time to open up and tell y'all stuff about myself. And I'm having a hard time trying to find a good relationship to be in, because I thought one night I was going to meet somebody, and when I did, they stood me up, or they said that they forgot, but I don't know. But anyhow, let's quit talking like this and get into a good message. And I want to tell you something, folks. What I don't understand is that there's a lot of people that tell you they want to do stuff with you, and when they get the opportunity to do this stuff, they don't take it seriously. They do stupid stuff to prove themselves wrong, to prove that they don't care about nobody but themselves. And I am not like that. I love you. When I say I love you, I mean it. And I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but if you ever catch me doing something I shouldn't do, you have every right to put me in my place and explain to me how God would not like what I'm doing. Because I agree, God wouldn't like me doing this stuff. So I hope and wish and pray that you people will take me seriously and understand that just because I wear certain outfits don't make me a bad guy. It just makes me somebody that is different. I stand out because that's the way I am. But I want you to know, if I ever finally get me a building to preach in, I want y'all to be my first folks to come and enjoy the festivities. I'm going to be trying to keep on with the same religion I promised y'all I would do if I had a building to preach in, a church of my own. And I would do what the Lord said every day and every night. And hopefully maybe somewhere on my road to my ministry, God will provide me with the right girlfriend who can possibly be the person for me to spend the rest of my life with. Because I thought I had that one time before and that didn't work so well. So let's hope and pray for that one. But anyhow, why does it seem like people make bad decisions? I think some people don't make bad decisions. I think that they do things that could work out, but they get scared and run from it before they get to the point to find out what it could be. That might be why that one person told me they forgot that they were supposed to meet me one night, and I had wasted how much gas to get there. Then get there and then find out they don't show up, and then I wonder what happened, and then come to find out they say they forgot. Now, to forget would be something hard to do if you know you're supposed to meet somebody. But I don't know the whole story, but I guess some people make bad decisions or think they made bad decisions based on their nerves. When you let your nerves talk for you, you get, and I don't mean nerves in your body, I mean the metaphorical nerves. You let it talk for you, and then you talk yourself out of something. Now, some of you may judge me and say I look like something that should have been from hell, and I'm speaking biblically when I said that, so don't go saying, oh, brother, you cussed. No, talking about heaven and hell in a biblical sense is not wrong, as long as you're taking it the way God said to talk about it. And don't think of me as somebody that came from hell. Think of me as somebody that came from heaven. Because I believe that guys like me should try to make an opposite to what the devil has. You have the hell's angels. Why not have the heaven's angels? I mean, come on. God's got to have his group of holy people that may stand out in some ways, but they stand out because they want the world to worship the Lord. If you stand out positively, I think that we'll make a better chance at life. But too many people in this world don't want to do it because they're too scared if they stand out in any sort of way, they'll look wrong. Well, my friends and family, don't do that to yourselves. Look at yourselves like if you can stand out in a positive way, maybe the devil will lose. I mean, you see all the positive ways God's winning in this world anymore. And you say to yourself, well, if God can do it, I can too, so what's the problem? I digress too much. I believe that there's a lot of people in this world that don't know God because they don't want to know God. They don't want to know his presence because they don't see God in what they need to see him in. They see God, but they don't see God the way God was. They see God the way they want him to be, a figure, a mascot, a martyr, however you say it. And it's not that way. I mean, it's not just something that you talk about and then discard. You talk about God as the Father of all mankind, and that we should worship Him and put Him on a pedestal. And we should pray to God with our eyes open or closed, but pray deeply with our hearts that God will put us on the straight and narrow, and that God will show us where we belong in this world. And if we do what God says, we shall see a better world. Well, we can't see that better world if we don't do what God told us to do to start with. I've said a lot of things in my lifetime I regret, and some things I've done I regret. But I can't take back those things. All I can do is say, let my future be better than my past, and try to do better. I thank you, Lord, for the ability to be able to look you down the eyeballs and say those things, because I know that with your help, I could get on the better frame of life. Excuse me if I look so terrible to you people, but you know what? It's not the way that the messenger looks. It's his message that matters the most, because he could be a homeless man and preach the best sermon that's ever been preached and still get you to heaven with the help of his words and the help of his heart and the help of God's words and heart. And that's just what I'm trying to say. Don't shoot the messenger. Worry about what's in his heart. Worry about what's in his mind. I mean, people are too busy worrying about the look of the man instead of worrying about what he or she had to say. And I tell you, a lot of people had to go down in the miry clay before they could get pulled out by God and told what to do. And then when they done it, yeah, they still got all that clay on them and all that mess on them. But you know what? The look doesn't have nothing to do with what's in the heart and brains. Because sometimes if you could take a heart and brain and take it and detach it from a person's body and still give it a voice, I believe the heart and brain would work together and tell a good sermon still. But we're too busy trying to tell people. And look, I'm a rainbow preacher. And no, I'm not talking about gay rainbow. I'm talking about rainbow as in like I preach to the whites. I preach to the blacks. I preach to the Mexicans. I preach to anybody watching this. I don't care your skin color. I care about if your color white. And if all of your color is white and not, I'm talking about heavenly white. I'm not talking about this earthly white is in white man. I'm talking about heavenly white. White as snow white. And when I say black, I'm not talking about black skin. I'm talking about charcoal, black-hearted person. Black-hearted people could be anybody in this world. A black-hearted person is only a person who would rather listen to Satan than to listen to God. And a white-hearted person would be somebody who has a heart of snow and is beating with blood, red blood, with a heart of snow, and that is for God. So don't take me as a racist. It seems like you can't say nothing anymore without somebody making something out of it. I mean, you know, you say, well, what is this dumb old cracker got to do with me? Number one, I'm a man. If you want to get technical, Caucasian, but I'd rather not get technical. Just say a man. And I'm 33. There goes the old part. And what I've got to do with you is I'm trying to save your soul. I'm trying to help you get to heaven. And you people want to look at me. And you know who you are. You know who you are. You people out there talking about, well, this is old white man. 33-year-old man from South Georgia. Okay, come on. That tells you right there that if I can categorize myself as a man. And look, why do you people, and you know who you are, will say, he's a Mexican. What about me screams Mexican, when all I've been trying to tell y'all was I was a human being, but if you want to set a label on me, Caucasian, which is a white person, okay? But I'm not going there, because I'd rather say I'm a man trying to preach the good word. And I'm getting tired of you people looking at me like I said the wrong thing or done the wrong thing because I stood up to you like this. Well, sorry, but you know, you got to understand that there's a lot of times in life when people go down and say, well, I want to take drugs and I want to get high. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you want to do that? That'll just mess your life up, get you drunk if you want to get drunk and high. But no, you think it's all cool and everything to do that, when I don't agree with that. But, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I digress. And I'll tell you, folks, the best way to teach a person what not to do is to be in the middle of something. Now, I know sometimes you can be a person that's never took drugs before, or never done nothing wrong and still teach people right from wrong because you know folks that done it before and you know their story and what they've been through and you know, whoops, you don't want the rest of the world that way. Excuse me, sorry for that. I didn't mean to say that on here about the burping thing. But anyhow, it's just some people just don't make no sense when they say they want help, but when you try to give them that help, they don't want to take the responsibility for that help. They say, oh, help me. And you go to help them, then they turn around and act like, what are you doing? And you say, well, you asked for help. I'm trying to help you. Now you act like you don't want it. Excuse me for a minute. But, like I said, you got to understand that we are people of many generations and many opportunities. We shouldn't take those for granted. But we should understand that if I'm going to help you, then I need to know what I'm helping you about and why I'm helping you in the first place, because I can't go willy-nilly helping the whole world. But I digress, and I'll let y'all go. Have a good evening, and God bless. And the next time I talk to you, I'll talk some more in depth about religion.